Hi there, thanks for dropping in. Today I have a short little video and I hope it's something that you can use. I think you would find it good for a gift and I found it handy for myself, let me tell you. Did you ever notice when you're getting ready to go somewhere and you're already dressed to leave, you take that one last sip of water or that one last sip of tea, and where does it land? Right on your clothing before you're ready to go out the door. Well, I thought about bibs and I was kind of reluctant because you have the ties and whatnot. I look for something very quick to make. And I thought, why not a scarf? So, with two strips of fabric, I made it reversible. And it'll fold over, you put it as high as you want, and it'll drip because it's two layers. Well, four in the very front. If you drip, it's probably not going to get through to your top, your blouse, or sweater, whatever you have on. So the two layers of fabric, the two pieces, and I would suggest you use something with a figure or a design. And if you do spill on it, it's not going to show immediately, but because it's just plain cotton, it's going to be very easy to wash. So I took the top of a piece of fabric, fold it in half so you have the selvages together, a 9-inch strip. Use a cute, silly one for home if you want to, and the kind of a nice pastel-y paisley. 9-inch strip, and I put the two right sides together because that's how you're going to sew them and that's how you're going to work with them. You might as well start with them right sides together from the beginning. Put your two 9-inch strips together, right sides together, and find the very center of your scarf. Find the center of your scarf, which would be here, so that you have both sides the same. Now what I did was, and this is just a suggestion, I'll put the directions down, or the guidelines down below. I found the center of the scarf. I measured out about 3 inches on either side, and I marked it there. I went down about 6.5, 7 inches. I marked it there, and then cut the two marks so that it's a little narrower. It's going to be behind your neck, remember, it's a little narrower. So then once you have it cut, and if you place the two together, you know they're cut the right size. So once you have it cut, I started in just before the corner at the bottom, one bottom, and 1/4 inch seam all the way around. The 3.5 sides, you go right back to the where you start it with. You're leaving a few inches in between so that you can turn it right side out. You turn your thing right side out, and here you are with this strip. Now I top stitched all the way around, and then I got the little opening at the end included, but it also keeps it from rolling when you're washing it. You don't have to keep flattening it down. The top stitching keeps it in place a little bit more. Because I have a short neck, I found it was still a bit bulky around the back. So I thought, okay. So I came to the middle again, the middle of my scarf, and let's pretend this is already sewn. We'll put it right side out so it looks like it's sewn. And you have to have an imagination here. And when I came to the back, I folded, made a fold in it, pinned it there, and then flattened that fold so it has like a pleat. I pinned it about halfway down, and then I put my hand up in under, flattened the fold so it's not sticking straight up. It's now flat, and it's a little, like two little pleats, and sewed a seam through the pleat. And this is what I ended up with. I just made the little pleats and put the seam through, and then it's not nearly as bulky on the back of your neck. Now, as I say, I happen to have a short neck, so I noticed that you might not mind leave it the way it is. That's just an extra step if you wanted to. Certainly you don't have to do it. So once you have your seam in the back, turn it whichever way you want, and measure where you want to put your hook and eye, or little snaps, or pieces of Velcro. You might want one quite close to the top and another one near the bottom. You might want halfway down. You decide where you feel most comfortable with it, but one on either side, one on the back of one and the front of this one. When you reverse it, it's still going to fit. It's still going to be the same. It's still, you can still put them together. Now, I'm not very tall, so this was plenty long for me. If I wanted something to cover more, I would use an apron. This was plenty long, and the 44 inches make this. If you feel, take a measuring tape and feel if to see if you would like a little longer. If so, then just make a little seam in the back when you're sewing the two pieces of fabric together. You can judge what length you want. This just happened to be perfect length when I did the width of the fabric. Again, 9 inches, so that's that, about 1/4 meter, 1/4 yard, I guess. And put your little snaps in if you want one at the top and one at the bottom. I find it kind of holds itself in place anyway. But a snap certainly would be better if you're out moving around and getting ready. Then of course it might be moving more, but if you're just sitting, it pretty well stays in place. So the only things you have to remember is if you want it longer, try it with your measure tape. If you want it longer, cut a longer piece of fabric and stitch a seam at the back. It doesn't matter, nobody's going to see it. And if they do, it's just a seam. Again, I suggest a figured or a pattern with a design. And if something happens, if you do spill, it doesn't matter. Make several so that if you spill, you have a clean one for the next day, or for when the next time you need one, in case this one's in the wash. The 1/4 inch top stitch really does kind of hold it in place. You don't have to do that again, but it does hold it in place. I have the directions at the bottom for the folding at the back of the neck, and you don't have to do that again. These are guidelines. I just felt better with it, the little bit of a fold in it, and you use whatever you want for the closing. And you can make one for a senior, or make, in my case, that would be myself. They would be great if you're taking someone out to a restaurant, or to have a cup of tea and they're conscious of spilling something on themselves. Then you can bring that along and leave it with them, and there you go. So have fun. Pick patterns you would like. This is a silly one with sunglasses. Pick pretty patterns in case you want to, if you're going somewhere and maybe have to eat in a hurry in your car or whatever. So you decide and have fun. And I hope you make tons of them and you can give them away or have them for yourself. Bye for now.